Southland Conference Women's Soccer Championship game right here at the Lady Demon Soccer Complex. Colin Vijos here alongside Adam Hester guiding your way through this championship match. The winner will take on the NCAA tournament as the automatic qualifier here. It's the number 1 seed Lamar Cardinals in the red and blacks. They will get the ball first, taking on the number 3 seed Texas A&M Commerce in the all whites, and we are underway here in Natchitoches. Should be a pretty fun one today as well.
Yeah, and right away, Jen Peters on the ball. So big roster news right there. She's available for this game after being injured in the first half against Northwestern. So many great saves in that first half to keep it going. So the fact that she's in there, that's a big boost for Commerce.
Peters with a nasty head injury on Friday against Northwestern State. Talk about a big win in the semifinals for them. Trying to get a handball right there, and they will give that one to Lamar. So Lamar already starting off early offensively.
And one thing we can definitely say about today's game, the wind is not the factor that it was on Friday.
And maybe the pitch will be a little bit different, a little bit muggier, but shouldn't be that much of a difference.
Yeah, a little soggy when we stepped out pregame to kind of just see what it was like. Not enough to where you're concerned about it necessarily, but definitely a little softer than it has been.
Lauren Linares getting ready to take the free kick. The lonesome goal scorer against HCU on Friday. The win bringing them to this conference championship. Goes through. Peters with a nice dive, but that'll go wide to the left.
Yeah, had to cover pretty well there. Linares is going to go for it. We know that. I mean, obviously the one that she got in the semifinal a little closer at a tougher angle. But, again, head on, she's going to take that shot every time.
Caitlin Villedas, a big part in midfield for Commerce in the win on Friday as well. The beginning of a freshman class that Commerce has cooked up together, certainly one of the biggest parts of their wins in the tournament so far.
Yeah, a young team, and they've been so impressive. They started out slow at the start of the year. They played some tough non-conference games, but as they've kind of gone along, got into Southland play, that young core is gelled around the few older players they do have. And we saw in the last game, Lauren Shaw, the senior, gets subbed into the game, scores the winner. She's dealt with injuries all season long. She's rewarded today with a start.
And what a comeback she's had to go through, like you mentioned.
You like what you get from the youth, but if you can have one or two of the older guard in there to kind of help them through some things,
sure,
not the worst thing in the world.
No. Pretty nice temperatures as well. Pretty cloudy in the forecast, but should be a warmer day.
Yeah, we've had really good weather for this tournament, and like I said, a little bit warmer, but nothing to complain about out there. Might be a little bit more on the hydration side down there. You got to keep an eye on that.
Sure.
But overall, pretty good.
Commerce not letting anything happen right there. Lamar not so heavy on offense so far in this tournament, only scoring the 1 goal,
right.
But Commerce coming in 2 games in the quarterfinals and the semis, putting some pretty impressive numbers. Not only from Ashley Campazano, who ended up with 2 goals in the semifinal win, but just an outstanding performance from the freshman on this team.
Absolutely. And, to get past a Lamar defense, number 1 in the conference coming into the tournament, and has held that up pretty well in their 1 game that they've had to play to get here, where they were able to shut the opponent out. It's gonna take a little bit of patience for Commerce to just find that opening and take advantage of it. Maybe they get something like Lamar got in the last game, where they get that set piece down in close, where they're able to do something with it.
Both teams with first-year head coaches, in Nathan Kogut for Lamar. Pretty extensive resume on his side. And for Ashley Gordon, pretty big start, as we see Kataru right there going up against Nia Mitchell, and Nia's not letting Kataru have any more room inside the box.
No, and both teams conservative from the start. We've seen that a lot this tournament from really everybody, forward to back. Only Ellis is the only really player higher up the field. They're letting Kataru drop in a little bit to get to the ball. So, kind of that expected feeling out process here in the early going.
Throw in from Meg Shepard, and she'll find herself with another one.
You talk about coaching resumes. Both of these coaches really, talk about Ashley Gordon. This is her first year back in coaching in the college ranks, but a lot of years before that.
Shepherd cross inside. And the Lions able to boot that one away.
Years before that, in the ECNL up in the Dallas area, so extensive experience on the sidelines.
Passing it back right there. Commerce trying to get something going there. Carolee Morrison. No foul called right there. Campuzano right there. Cannot let her have the ball if you're Lamar.
Yeah, it looks like 4-3-3 for Commerce. Campuzano is currently kind of on the right side of the midfield three, but she will drift kind of in and out.
Inside, Kataru. Try to lace it with her right foot. And Commerce with their first goal kick of the game. I think when you looked at it too, Nia Mitchell kind of going towards the inside of the goal, not really giving Christina Kataru any room right there.
They are going to try their best to cut those lanes down, because that's where Lamar can really hurt you. Kataru can get into those spaces. I'm so impressed with Ellis too. Her hold-up ability, being that physical target forward that gives Kataru that space to run a little bit.
Morrison trying to give it away, and they'll give it back off to Panis.
Just no panic back there at all. They get a through ball in, Commerce does, but Lamar is so well positioned to deal with it. And that's what's got him here.
Campuzano right there. Her battling with Ellis. Little handsy right there, but no calls from the refs. Ellis looking to break away on the near side. Can't get it away. Ellis again. Good save there from Peters.
That's what you can't have happen right there. I mean, they gift a chance to Ellis. Ellis will be a little upset with herself on how she struck it. She might have been as surprised as everybody else was that she was gifted a chance like that. But yeah, Commerce has got to cut down on plays like that to beat a more experienced team in Lamar.
Bounces it off of Shaw. Good footwork there, able to turn her body in. As long as Campuzano's right there, like we mentioned before.
You feel good about it, right?
Yes.
That's so impressive to be able to say that about a freshman.
Good drive right there. Cardinals able to keep it away. Ellis again. Linares. Good pass off right there, just barely getting it away. Ellis another shot, and that one will go wide to the right side. So a couple of early chances for Lamar to get something on the board. Certainly Ellis will be a key factor to look into as this game progresses.
Yeah, nice turn and shot there, just a little high and to the right. But Commerce just can't keep giving her opportunities. We know what she can do.
Cardinals trying to drive a little bit more. Lawness giving it away. Beautiful pass right there. Kitaru, bunch of defenders right there. Look who's right there with her. Campuzano. Great defensive work.
Absolutely. It's not just the attacking end that Campuzano excels at. She's really an all-around player.
Linares right there. Kitaru with a lot of open room to the side. Just hits it off of the back post. Close shot right there for Kitaru to get on the board for the Cardinals. Trying to drive inside. Nia Mitchell with the left foot. Still able to keep it away. Alanis is right there. Goes left foot. And a good save right there from Peters. Looked like it was going to go from left to right, and Peters able to secure it.
Great job holding on to that. So many times a shot like that, a keeper won't try to catch. They'll try to maybe put it out to the side, put it out to her left to get it out of danger. Great job by Peters as she continues to make a strong claim as kind of the netminder of the tournament. And others came into the tournament maybe with more hype and more headlines and that kind of thing. But, man, Peters has really kept, she's kept Commerce in the event. And that's with missing half the last game.
Yes.
On top of it.
McKenna Keeley driving that one away, and Lamar's not letting that one get any further.
It's going to be hard for Commerce to get a goal or even an attempt.
Trinity
like
Clark.
that.
Pass it off to Linares again. Big open shot right there. Good save from Peters once again off the tip of her fingers, and that'll give Lamar the first corner of the game.
She's been outstanding, but I'm sure Coach Gordon would like to cut down on the opportunities for Jen Peters to be outstanding. Like I was saying, going to be hard for them to get something out of a long pass like that against the Lamar defense. They're just so well set up.
Lamar 14-1-2 overall, 10-1-1 in the conference regular season, was the regular season champion, trying to cement themselves into another tournament title in this one. So far, Lamar offensively with 7 shots as that cross comes in. Peters will snag that one inside the 6.
Another great job of kind of stepping up, being authoritative. Hey, this penalty box is mine, and I'm not going to let anything easy happen here. Very compact kind of setup here. A lot of bodies in the middle, so those long goal kicks, there's not a lot of room for it to fall, really.
Campazano. And nothing doing with that one.
Yeah, kind of happy to play the long ball. The problem is the other goalkeeper's pretty good too.
Yes.
Panis is not going to make too many mistakes, and right there, no threat. She collects it easy, and now we try it again from the other end.
Panis, the reigning Southland goalkeeper of the year, and in good mention, a big knuckleball kick right there. Commerce offensively going with Carolee Morrison and Lauren Shaw up top. Shaw, a big part in the win in the semifinals, got the last goal in the second overtime to take the Lions to their first ever Southland Conference Tournament Championship.
Absolutely, and you love to see her being rewarded with a start. When you do have so many young players in a lineup, your habit sometimes is, hey, we're rolling like we are. Let's keep what we've got going on. But Coach Gordon knows the importance of Shaw. She dealt with injuries. To have that experienced player in that, to give her a chance to get back into the lineup, that's good on Coach, and the player has paid off and shown some appreciation for the faith given to her.
Trinity Clark right here. Not looking to switch the field. She'll keep it towards the middle. Ellis. Give it back to Linares. Trying to break through a little bit. Maybe was trying to get to Christina Kitaru right there as Peters comes out of the goal, and Kitaru just off of the edge of Peters, barely able to get it away. Certainly a good save from Peters once again.
Absolutely. Just the presence of being where she is, that makes a forward think twice, and Kitaru not able to really get anything except for a touch that was going out of bounds all along.
Bad touch there, and it'll go to the Lions.
Yeah, center ref reversed his decision there.
So it looks like the Cardinals will take care of it. Ubizu takes that one back out. Hitaru. Linares trying to switch the field. Cross coming in. And Clark unable to keep her body into it. And it'll be another goal kick for the Lions.
Commerce has got to do something here to break this pressure. And it's been one-way traffic basically, except for a couple of long balls that got over the line to get on their end of the attacking end of the field for A&M Commerce. Everything seems to be in the Lamar penalty box right now.
Off the header of Story, and off the foot of one Lamar player right there. It'll give Commerce the ball again. And like you mentioned early on, Lamar attacking really well inside their attacking third. Commerce maybe trying to get something in their attacking third this time.
Yeah, just to be able to get some amount of possession, and that's the one you want to be on the ball right there.
Campazano with some great footwork. Couldn't keep it in bounds, but it will stay with the Lions.
Yes, going to win another throw. Now they can push up a defender, let that defender take the throw, who's probably more used to the longer ones like we've seen in some of the other games. This is the best chance they have, or plays like this, of getting something going.
Story trying to get away from a couple of Lamar defenders, but Lamar will take that chance.
And the shot discrepancy is weird because even though Lamar's a great team, when you look at the two other games that they played in the year, how about the last time they played, it was 18-16 on shots. Lamar in favor, but 18-16.
Shepard giving it away to Ellis right there and trying to break through. And Mindy Shoffett right there, as well as Nia Mitchell. And it'll give a goal kick, I believe. Or no, they will give a corner kick for Lamar.
Great defensive play right there by Mieva Dion for Commerce to force that corner and kind of get it out of harm's way. But, yeah, 18-16 shots on goal the last time they played. 7 shots on goal the last time they played. So very different from that one.
Cross coming in. No one able to recover it, and Lamar will take it now this time to the near side. So far, Lamar with 8 shots in total, 3 of them on goal, and 3 saves for Jen Peters and Commerce. Another cross coming in. Back post, nothing doing.
And in those games, the 2 other games they played, Commerce got on the board first in each of those games. Mitchell's not out there right now. So that's another thing that sort of has to be overcome.
Lions coming in with their first substitution of the day. Lauren Shaw coming out. In steps in Christina Hernandez. Listed as a defender, but as we may know, kind of flips back and forth between midfield, forward, and defense. And that's kind of what we've seen from Campuzano as well.
What I've learned, Colin, from this tournament with every team is you can just ignore those positions
Pretty
on the
much.
roster. It's more best player in best situation or player maybe the coach trusts to do a job. Especially at this point, why not?
And I think at that point, too, I think the only one you have to keep position-wise is goalkeeper. That might be it.
Right, yeah. You
that
can
might be
move
it.
people around a little bit, but, yeah, it's if they think a player can do a job in a different spot, the coaches are not scared to put him in.
Shoffett's throw in. Keep it back to Commerce.
Commerce still playing it safe with 3 defenders back, even though they do have the advantage on it being on their end right now. I think they're going to win a corner there. Yep.
And so Commerce will take their first corner of the day, the 4th one here in this championship game.
And guess who? Campuzano.
No surprise there.
A few more bodies forward for Commerce here, as you would expect. These kind of plays, best chance they got.
Cross coming in. Header just bounces off inside. That one will go through. Can it go in? Commerce with the lead.
Wow.
Unbelievable shot right there. And Commerce taking the ball first. They strike blood here in this championship game.
And, in a game, and the way this game has gone, that's what has to happen for Commerce right there.
So bounces off crossbar. No one able to clear it away. Shoffett
The last touch.
just barely able to keep it inside the nets. And Lions take the first score of the game.
And for the 3rd time this year, between these 2 teams, Commerce strikes first. And now's where the fun begins.
Yes.
Because Lamar was amped up already, now they're going to be pushing it forward even more. And Commerce now has to, with a young team, deal with the lead against the #1 seed.
Commerce on the day 2 shots with 1 shot recorded on goal. And Mindy Shoffett.
1 for 1.
Yeah. Talk about a way to do it, too. Forcefully putting a way through. And something we've seen against Northwestern State on Friday as well. They have the ability to do it, and they do so effectively.
Yeah, and, you know, sometimes it's the scrappy goal, you know, especially when you're up against a team with more experience, a little bit more offensive capability. It's the scrappy goal that gets you through. They've already done it once against Northwestern, like you mentioned, and now they're ahead 1-0 against the number 1 seed, Lamar.
Kitaru right here, trying to go on the inside of Jen Peters, but Jen Peters will look at that one and will be awarded a goal kick.
A little side netting action there. Lamar got to keep their composure. You know, they know how good defensively they are. You know, it takes, you know, Commerce winning a corner and kind of just a Jamie goal getting it across the line as best they could. So now they still have that confidence in their back line, obviously. And so now it's no panic needed. Our defense is going to be fine. We can still go look for that goal, keep putting shots on.
Lamar now with 9 shots, with 3 shots on goal. And, yeah, like you mentioned, some good defense that we have seen from Lamar, able to neutralize Houston Christian on Friday. And Commerce so far just with only a couple of chances on offense. You talk about the corner and just being able to do that. It's been working pretty well for him.
It has, and you know, that's, like I said, that's just the best way for Commerce to manufacture offense is what we just saw. And so for Lamar, plenty of time, no panic. You know how steady those girls in the back are. You know, it just rock with what got you to this point. It's like Ellis is kind of dropping a little bit more in, and Kitaru is hanging out up at the halfway line.
Campazano can't get past that Cardinal defense. So like you mentioned, defensively, Lamar being able to do a lot of things they have been able to do right there. Hernandez with a wide open shot right there, and it goes wide.
Good look. You know, that's another way to sort of generate something. You get a long ball in, it falls how it needs to fall to give yourself a chance. Kitaru playing a little higher now gives Lamar the opportunity to start playing balls over the top and letting her run a little bit as well.
Lamar kind of staying more in the middle side.
A little more compact, yeah. Commerce also happy to play these long balls sort of into the channel.
Yes.
Let midfielders run onto them. Take a little bit more time. You know, we like throw-ins if we're Commerce, you know, given the situation.
Sure.
But nothing that's going to turn the ball over in the middle of the park. You know, that's like you said with Lamar being so compact.
Campazano won't give them that one, and Lamar will take it offensively. Alanis. Hand it back out to Ubizu. Back to Alanis. Pan ends with a nice boot to midfield.
Yeah, good ball there. Commerce is, you know, they kind of end up in the right positions though. You know, for being a young team, that's and we keep saying that, but and they've played obviously a ton of games at this point, so they're really no longer a freshman. You know, when you think about it on the field. But they don't find themselves in bad positions often.
Yeah, and you mentioned that a lot of Commerce's players have been freshmen and sophomores, but they don't play like it.
No, and by the time you have this many games under your belt, too, you know, the thing that I look at just looking at the roster is the number of college transfers Lamar has versus when you look at A&M Commerce's roster, and there's a lot of HS by the names of where they came from.
Morrison going inside the box, tries to shoot a shot right there.
Great defensive play right there. Number 22.
Good defense from Kesa Juvandin. Gives Commerce a throw in inside their attacking third right here.
One of Lamar's Scandinavian players. They got 2 of them.
Yeah. Ashley Gordon in her first season with the Lions.
Exceptional job by her, you know, navigating a young team, getting them to this point where they're now what, 70 minutes or so away from an NCAA tournament berth in their first year in the Southland Conference. They were in Division II just not very long ago.
That's true.
It's a fantastic job by her in year one. Yeah, and Colin, we keep saying it because we're on Championship Sunday, but of course this is the transitional year for Commerce, so they are not tournament eligible. I've never understood that rule, by the way.
Never understood.
I don't understand it at high school level when they do that to teams. I don't understand it at collegiate level. What's going to happen? What do you
right.
I don't get it. So either way, so really even more incentive for Commerce because this is it for us.
Yeah.
Let's go win this conference championship and literally leave nothing else on the field because we can't play another game.
Yeah, and go from there. Cross coming in off the head of Ellis. And Commerce defensively able to keep it away. Jemza trying to fight a way through from Carolee Morrison. Clark. Linares.
Jemza's been one of those really players of all tournament team type players who doesn't always get on the stat sheet.
Big inside. Ellis right there inside the 6, but Jen Peters beating her to the ball.
Johnny on the spot once again. Peters has had she's been so impressive keeping Commerce in these games. And that's another one of the seniors, that's kind of helping shore up this young team. Great traveling support for Commerce, too, by the way. And really, Lamar's got a decent crowd over there as well. But we noticed it on Friday. Commerce brought some people. Got some signs up there. Look at the little artwork for us.
Yeah, you get the little bit of a Russell Wilson-esque right there with Lion Nation right there. Let's ride. Can't forget about that as Lamar trying to switch the field. A little bit Trinity Clark leading the way. Got Campazano right there. Good pass off. Can't get it to the feet of Ellis, who just somehow able to recover against Nia Mitchell. Tries to get a shot off. And they will award her with the free kick right there. So Lamar trying to knock on the door as Commerce trying to prevent them from even opening it.
Yeah, this is a dangerous spot right here, too. You say about between 25, 30 yards or so from goal. Definitely a shooting opportunity.
Linares right there again.
And we know she can do it.
Linares just curls it to the outside parts, and it goes over the crossbar for a goal kick.
Peters had it read pretty well. So good position. It didn't miss by a ton, but I said Peters read it well. In the end, not much bother for her.
Isela Ramirez checking in for Lamar. Kind of staying more in a midfield position with Ellis and Gitaru right there, and they will call the foul on the Commerce once again. Melissa Story at fault for Commerce, and Lamar at midfield. Still a little bit of opportunities for Lamar to get something on the board. They have been driving a lot in this first half.
Yeah, I said when we see the possession stats at halftime, I think they're going to be we're going to be sort of floored, even though we know they're definitely one-sided. But man, credit to Commerce, they just keep dealing with everything Lamar puts forward.
Gitaru itching for something right here. Pass it off to Shepard. Cross coming in. Good header right there from Keeley, and she'll clear that one away as well. think if there's any event that you miss seeing Let's Ride in, you would get the sense that they're kind of maybe living under a rock if they haven't come up with the catchphrase or tired of hearing it at that sense.
Yeah, I thought we all got together and decided no more Russell Wilson influence on pop culture type things.
I believe it.
Look, I'm a Seahawks fan. Don't get me started.
About 15 and a half left to go in half number 1. Commerce taking an early 1-0 lead. Lamar trying to get to it, and Peters will get to it first once again.
Just got to get it back on this end. You know, they had a good spell for, you know, probably 5-6 minutes where they had it down on this end, including, you know, where their goal came from. But Lamar kind of back in doing their thing where it's now on this end. And you're okay with trying to defend this lead in a sense. But at the same time, you know how good this Lamar team is. And so at some point, you have to get the ball and at least kill some of the time. And here we go.
Trying to drive it to Story. The Cardinals not letting that one go inside the 18.
A couple of clouds rolling in here.
A little bit, yeah.
All right.
Gemza. Good work with some open space right here. Maybe trying to switch the field. No, they'll keep it central. Pass it right into Valerie Flores, but Trinity Clark with some great touches right there. Able to keep it away. Kitaru right there. Can she get to it? Has a chance. Goes inside, and Lamar will tie it.
Incredible individual effort right there.
Christina Kitaru levels it up for Lamar.
You knew she would have her moment before the tournament was up. You know, the so far opposition had done a decent job sort of cutting her chances down, not letting her dribble too much and get free. But you knew at some point she's just too good, right? At some point it was going to happen for her. And right there, what an individual effort to dance between all those defenders.
Christina Kitaru right there, able to get past Peters. I think she was trying to look for, I guess, her right side. And Kitaru, just a masterful performance inside the 18, able to get inside the box.
Might have been looking for Ellis there, but, you know, in the end, she takes it herself, and I think we have the move of the tournament with that goal.
Yes. So about 13 and a half left to go. Kitaru's goal tying it up here as we approach the end of this first half. Campazano, 2 defenders right there, can't keep possession. And Commerce will find themselves with their second corner kick of the day. So yeah, as you mentioned, clouds kind of rolling in, a little bit darker clouds here.
Sure. I don't think we're expecting that, but we look here and we see that Commerce has pushed several players into the box because once again they know this is their best chance.
Campazano inside, and Panis will take it right around the back post. Now trying to get the Cardinals to move up just a little bit further.
A little bit of a chance of a break here.
Got to get past Nia Mitchell. With a good header will stop Kitaru in her tracks. So pass it out to Linares. Cardinals trying to drive in a little bit more. And a good hit off from Christina Hernandez will give Lamar an easy corner right there. Quick one after the previous corner from Commerce.
Yeah, ends up being a decent clearance in the end by Hernandez. You know, you'll give up the corner in that situation every time. Definitely end-to-end action at this point. Now Commerce has got to take more of those chances. Because Lamar still has so much of the ball.
Goes inside. Couldn't find any bodies right there. Linares with a shot. And nothing doing from there. And Lamar will take another corner. Kitaru on Friday had a couple of chances against Houston Christian, finally finding her way through in this championship game at the right time.
A couple of opportunities in that game where she went wide and was able to beat one defender to get in and make that threatening pass, but the angle wasn't there for her to shoot. And right there, the complete opposite. She's able to get right in the middle, get around 2 or 3 defenders, I think, and to make a pretty special goal happen in the end.
Mitchell able to keep it away. Cross inside again. Kitaru trying to break through. And Commerce outnumbering the Cardinals. It's Campazano and Kitaru trying to fight forward. Valerie Flores right there. Good takeaway from Kitaru. And it'll be a throw in for Lamar.
Kitaru not afraid to get in there and mix it up physically either. You know, for not being the biggest player on the field and to being an attacking-minded player, she will get in there and get shoulder to shoulder and try to win that ball back.
Kitaru with the ball once again. Haley Griffin not letting her get any room for that one. Campazano. Give it off to Carolee Morrison. Morrison trying to drive through. Good speed on her, but a good cross away on the Cardinal defense will give the Lions another chance at a corner kick. There's about 10 minutes left to go in this first half, and certainly not even shadowing what the second half may be.
No, I think it's hard to really call at this point, other than if you're Commerce, you've got to figure out ways to get more of the ball. Lamar's had it so many times. I think shots at this point is still pretty majorly lopsided, right? It's 13-4, but only 5 on target, you know, and so it's not like they're getting just threatening ball after threatening ball, you know. But they've still got to figure out a way to get a little bit more possession, give their defense a little bit of a break too. You know, you can't be under fire for that long and expect to keep everything out. With Lamar being the type of team they are, you know, of that level.
It's a little bit of a substitution change, maybe a little bit of confusion.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
Looks to be confusion from the referees right there. In steps in Addie Higgins for Commerce. Listed as a forward, maybe trying to get something on goal and give the Lions the lead.
Yeah, based off listed position, it's a forward defender, so let's see how they line up different.
Campazano with the cross coming in, and Panis will edge that one away.
And Lamar not in any hurry either to, really get it down there. Just take your time. They still feel like they're in control of things, and that their chance will come.
Nia Mitchell right there. Good defensive work in this tournament, too.
Absolutely. Several examples of great defending. For a few, it looks like the fans didn't agree with something happened over there.
So now a substitution for Lamar. Colby Coleman taking out Christina Kitaru right there.
Yeah, and we've seen this in the game that they had on Friday, where they'll rotate those forwards a little bit and rest them, so not unexpected.
Lamar keeping with the ball. Commerce fans not really happy about that one.
That's the second in a row. they are on the official right now.
Linares. Good 1-2 pass from there. Trying to get it past Hernandez. Great footwork. And they'll give it to Lamar on a free kick. So the Lions definitely not happy about that one, especially in the crowd.
Yeah, I don't think the referee's going to win them over at any point
no.
today, those fans over in that section.
So the free kick will come for Lamar. Aurelia Lanis. Cross coming in. Looks to be a curling one, too. Pretty high one, but Peters will secure it and try to give it back to Commerce.
Yeah, Peters able to deal with that one pretty routinely, as we've come to expect from her.
Sure.
you can definitely tell that it rained a couple nights ago if you look at Peter's goalie jersey there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sometimes you just have to get gritty in these kind of games. Defense maybe trying to push the ball a little bit, and bad communication right there, and Commerce will receive it right around midfield.
See what they're able to do. See what the mindset is. It's under 7 to go in the half. Obviously, you don't want to leave a lane open for Lamar to get into and get something right before halftime. Let's see if they're happy with going in with the score, what it is.
Good tackles right there. No fouls called on Commerce, and some more bad things coming in for the Commerce crowd. They're not happy about this one as Ellis trying to break away, trying to get away from Nia Mitchell right there. They'll give it back to Trinity Clark. Beautiful pass inside. Coleman trying to get a couple of boots right there. Ellis with a wide open shot, and Peters able to secure that one as well. Maybe trying to, Ellis at least, maybe trying to corner it into the left side, but nothing doing.
Scuffed it a little bit, but I tell you what, the hold-up play by Ellis about 30 seconds or so before she gets the opportunity is what makes that whole thing even possible right there, to keep that ball in that area in a dangerous spot.
Mitchell, great awareness there, able to get an accurate header. Lenara is able to get away from Christina Hernandez right there. Goes inside and can't find Ellis. So Lamar still being pretty aggressive on offense, as we'll see Eva Karen come in, as well as Sarah Zimmer checking in, taking out Linares and Carriel Ellis. Like I mentioned before, Lamar, so far on offense, producing some pretty good things. 15 shots with 7 on goal and 5 corners.
Creating a lot of chances. Kataru and Ellis both off the field right now.
Higgins trying to race her way through. Flores couldn't find the right line right there. Goes through her legs, my goodness. And Lamar driving it down once again. Camposano's right there. Great speed from Lamar, able to switch it inside. Kobe Coleman. Maybe just a low enough ball. So just under 4.5 left to go in half number 1. And so far, no one's really one-sided. It's still kind of even.
No, as one-sided as possession has been, I think Commerce still probably feels okay about things. It's going to take something like their first goal was. It's going to take a corner. It's going to take a free kick down in there close, in a shooting position, I think. Or, at some point maybe you do get lucky and get the right bounce. But Commerce going to feel all right to be in this game with just 3 and change left in the half. No reason to change anything they're doing anyway.
Correct.
The goal they do allow is a fantastic individual effort, when you really think about it. So it's not really anything from a tactical standpoint they did wrong. It's just Kataru just has that ability to get between people.
So the handball right there gives the Lions an opportunity. Still inside their defending third. They'll take that one out. Off the boot of Gemza. Oh no, they'll give it back to Lamar. Substitution coming in for A&M Commerce. Anastasia Martinez checking in. Let's see if she can make some impact for the Lions. Listed as midfield position. Maybe trying to go inside the 18 a little bit. She'll take out Melissa Story.
Yeah, Story coming off. So it's midfield for midfield, according to the roster anyway. Let's see if they change kind of what they're doing tactically.
Hernandez on the inside. And so Lamar defensively going towards the later part of the first half have been able to neutralize Commerce and try to get some more balls on the ground and passing a little bit more.
Right, and it's interesting because now they're doing it without Ellis or Kataru. So it just shows you their depth.
Lions inside. Can't keep it inside the 18.
Another throw in. Maybe you look. They're going more toward the line. But here comes the. Oh, she tried to hit the long ball and just missed it.
Just barely missing that one. Kobe Coleman with a couple of Lions right there. Still keeping possession for Lamar. Can't find a good touch, and Lamar defensively right there.
Yeah, loses her footing a little bit.
Gemza gets a little bit past Campazano. A couple of small touches, able to get it across and away from the Lions right there.
Great job.
Hernandez.
Clark, I should say. That was Clark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great use of her
that was
knees right there.
Very, very nice individual skill there.
1 minute remaining.
So the 1 minute mark in this first half. She'll let that one roll past.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of hurry Commerce is in. It does not appear to be a very frantic one right now as we're still lining this kick up. Probably more than happy to get to the locker room right now.
Yes. And I think, too, for both sides, like we mentioned before, pretty evenly matched. Maybe trying to get something going after halftime and maybe break through. Clock winding down still. No fouls called on that one.
Commerce definitely happy to let that roll out. A bad touch that gets back into the middle of the field, and Lamar almost is able to kind of create a chance, but can't get that last ball in.
9, 8, 7.
10 seconds now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that one will sail past as we head to the end of half number 1 here in the Southland Conference Women's Soccer Tournament Championship game, as we're all knotted up at 1. A pretty impressive start for both side numbers right there as we get you set for half number 2. And Adam, right here, this can be the big difference maker. What can we see in this second half?
You're going to see, I think, to begin with, not a whole lot of changes as far as the tactics and how they line up and go about things. I think as we progress, depending on obviously if the score remains the same, that's when things will change. But right now, not really anything forcing either team to change, because I think they'll both be happy with how they're playing, other than Commerce wanting to limit some more of the possession and obviously get a few more shots on their end, because Lamar is dominating in that stat.
So we're underway now in half number 2. Campazano with it. Hernandez trying to give it to Morrison, and nothing doing, so they will call it a corner kick on the far side for the Lions.
Another great job by Jovanin right there, too, defensively, to not let that ball become dangerous, put it out for a corner and live to fight another day.
Carolee Morrison, 5'7" forward, sophomore from North Richland Hills, Texas, getting ready to cross it away. It's one thing in these tournament matches, corner is definitely a big thing to look out for.
Right, and this is what Commerce wants. This is their best chance to get on the board.
Morrison inside. Good boot away from Panis. Able to punch it out.
Get another chance at a throw here. Probably send one of their long throws over to try to get this into the box and get a chance out of it.
Commerce trying to look for their first conference title since 2015. See if they can try to do something here. Schaffet goes inside the box. Panis right there again. May have been a shot on goal right there, trying to go to that left top corner.
Yeah, either that or she's looking to get the ball into Shaw. Just a little bit too far to the left for Shaw to really get to. it also it changes so much of what they're able to do, Commerce, by not having Maya Mitchell and forward. You know, it's more of a physical, more of a hold. Here's Campiano. Campiano on the move. Oh, she just
nothing there.
Yeah. So we talked about her being, you know, more involved in the attack. That's what Commerce has to have happen. And so right there, you know, a little bit more than what she was really able to do in the first half. And that's what they got to keep doing. Just get her the ball and let her do her thing.
Take that one away. Pitara right there. Off to the races, handing it off to Ellis. Has a couple of defenders by her, and Mitchell takes it off the boot. Peters try to dive for it to keep it inside, but Lamar will take the corner there.
Peters trying to save the corner there, and a valiant effort, but just a little bit too far away from her. And now this is where, you know, we just talked to Ellis, you know, had the shot on goal right there. This is definitely Ellis time right here. Big, tall, physical forward. Great with her hold-up play in open play. They're going to definitely look for her forehead right here.
Commerce putting most everyone inside the box as Linares crosses it through. Peters trying to punch it away. Clark with a shot, just goes over the crossbar.
Yeah, and it looks like the wind's picked up just a little bit, and so it would be sort of going in the face of Lamar right there. So
Elena Clark with a huge shot right there. Trying to get them with the lead, just overpowered it.
Yeah, just put a little bit too much on it. You know, it's hard to really hit that well when it's bouncing like that and it gets so high in the air.
A lot of push off right there. Trinity Clark right there with Campazano. Good battle right there, and the Lions will keep it, courtesy of Campazano. What a story Campazano has been in this conference tournament.
Right, and 3 more years. 3 more years of torturing the opponents from the other Southland teams.
Kitaru inside, just getting inside right there. Handball, nothing called. Ellis. Linares maybe trying to switch the field a little bit more. Good breakaway there. That was Addie Higgins on the inside, and Lamar will take it a little bit close to the midfield.
Probably would have been a harsh call for a handball there because you are in there tight. But, you know, the way they're called now, you've seen those given.
Campazano getting Commerce's 4th foul of the day. And it'll be a free kick just a little bit outside of midfield. Maybe a little bit more of a scrappy goal to see who can take the lead. And you get the sense that maybe that's what they need.
Either team would take a goal of any variety right now, you know. But for Commerce especially, because they
inside for Ellis. Nia Mitchell right there. Still inside. Shot off from Elena Clark. Lamar will find themselves with their 7th corner kick of the day. Maybe a costly one at that for Commerce.
They've had such better play going forward than Commerce, but Commerce just refuses to make this easy. Lamar tried to sneak a player out and go short there, but Shaw was on top of that.
Header from Linares, nothing doing. Shepard trying to do a small cross. Gets to the header of one of the Lions. Trying to go off to the races. Still a lot of back and forth. Commerce trying to produce some more jets right here. Lamar just way too fast. I think defensively for Lamar, they kind of play like Northwestern State, and we talked about them a lot on Friday, able to just get some good speed.
Yeah, just not caught out. You know, they're fast and they're not caught out of position.
Flores. Can't get it past Trinity Clark. We've seen her get a couple of shots off in the game against Houston Christian, and certainly not afraid to take any here in this championship game. takes the foul, and Commerce will move towards their attacking side. Clouds kind of going in and out. A little bit warmer today. We mentioned in the beginning of the broadcast. Still inside the 18. Kitaru trying to lead the way right there against Campazano, and they will call the foul against Campazano right there. So they'll stop the clock. The kind of effort you've seen from Campazano while also producing a couple of fouls, still giving the ball good. Still giving Commerce the ball.
Right, and she's had to play a little bit different role today. You know, they've not been able to get her in attacking positions like they have been in the other games. She has been a little bit more, which she actually was a little bit more physical in the other games too, but she's now in that role more than she definitely was in the semifinal.
Ellis to Kitaru, nothing doing. Ellis trying to spin her way around. Couldn't get it past Nia Mitchell, and the Lions will take care of it.
And the more this goes, you know, confidence will grow for Commerce. Lamar, more frustration because of having the more experienced team. They aren't, quote, supposed to be, you know, in this dogfight. They know how tough this conference is. They know the other games, you know, how they went and how tough those were. But I just think the longer this goes, Lamar gets a little bit more frustrated while Commerce is like, hey, man, you know, there's nothing to lose here for us. Especially not being able to go to the tournament this year, you know, this is house money.
Kiara Bradley checked in for Commerce. Lamar trying to fight their way through. Trying to get past that one. Kitaru will be offside, so Lamar credited with the first offside of the day, and Lions will recover off of that.
Kitaru will definitely flirt with that offside line. You know, we noticed that the other night as well.
So both teams trying to attack as we approach about 10 minutes already shaved off of this second half. Kitaru trying to break through. Big push off right there, and I think when you look at it size-wise, Lamar on offense just not big enough for Commerce, as they'll call the foul on Lamar. Foul on Cariel Ellis.
They're kind of, you know, bigger player Ellis, you know, bigger, stronger player that they do have out there. I honestly think she just got that foul called on her because she's big. You know, like sometimes it's the referee just looks at a size matchup and goes, "Oh, no."
Yeah, right.
You know, and I think that's what happened right there. And Ellis is a physical specimen, and I think she might have kind of paid the penalty right there.
So it'll be a throw in for Commerce right there. Ashley Campazano. She'll hand that one off to McKenna Keeley. Keeley, as we saw on Friday, a strong force for Commerce on defense. Maybe trying to get some more push-offs right there. We've seen her a lot in the second half. Certainly a big ability right there to clear it away. Kitaru right there, maybe trying to drive it in herself once again. She gets a lot of open space. Tries to get the shot off of Peters. Great save. Ellis. Does it go inside? And it does. Cariel Ellis with the goal to take Lamar on top.
And that's a heartbreaker right there. Peters again with the huge save, but and pushes it away just like you teach. Only problem is right where she has to be is Ellis. Yeah.
Ellis with another one inside the net. I think Peters, off of this shot from Kitaru, maybe tried to grab the ball, loses it, and Ellis just enough room to take Lamar with the lead now.
Yeah, kind of unclear if was she trying to grab, was she trying to go to this, or may have been one of those change the thought process mid-play, kind of things where she realized she couldn't get a hold of it. But now is when the urgency has to pick up for Commerce, because now, being behind, you can't really ride this thing out to penalties without scoring. So now we have to see a few tactical changes.
Well, there's a couple of substitutions as well. McKenna Keeley, I believe, was down for a little bit. She's back on her feet. We'll give Melissa Story a chance right here. What an impressive effort from her throughout most of this postseason. Able to keep the Lions' defense intact. And certainly a big piece missing if Commerce is trying to get their way to another goal. Campuzano, big shots, but the wind not in her favor this time as Panis will take it above her head.
Yeah, Panis, off the line a little bit with it being a restart, but never troubled by it. Not quite enough height on it. Well struck by Campuzano, just not quite enough height.
Morrison able to barely give that one off. Tried to pass it off to Bradley, but nothing doing for Commerce.
Again, Lamar being in great position defensively.
Campuzano. Give it off to Bradley.
All right, and see, that's, all right, a little bit more, a little bit better. Campuzano's getting the ball now more at her feet and the attacking end. The pass does in that, instance go straight to the goalkeeper. But, a few more passes that Lamar hadn't had to deal with that they're now having to deal with.
Ellis, nothing doing there. Jemza.
That Ellis versus Mitchell clash, man, they are two tanks. That's been fun to watch.
Another switch to field. Elena Clark right there. Linares, a 1-2. Try to give a through ball right there. Goes inside for Ellis again. Just couldn't find the right footing. Maybe trying to get another one on the board as she barely misses that one inside the 18.
Little bit of miscommunication there between center backs. Looked like Mitchell was going more toward the shot or where the ball was, and that lets Ellis be in there by herself. Just couldn't quite get it right underneath her feet.
Linares keeps it on the ground. Switch towards the near side. Shepard trying to find another chance right here. Kitaru, a lot of open room. Good, has some good footwork, but can't get past one Lion defender, and they'll clear it away.
Still plenty of time. No reason for panic just yet, but you can take some more chances. There's kind of that in-between of being steady and panicking, and that's where they need to get. They just need to take a few more chances. Definitely not time to panic at this point. With still half an hour to go.
Lamar looking for their third tournament title in program history. Still have a lot of time left to go here in Natchitoches. Shepard. Good ball right there to Linares. Bradley. Giving it back to Clark. Big push off right there. No foul called on that one.
It's a great job for her to win the ball right there. Taylor just loses her footing before she can get up and do something with it, though. Another great job to force a turnover, but Lamar, again, they get in such great positions, they're able to win it back.
Shepard, a lot of room right there. Pass it off to Linares. Campuzano right there as well. Wide open room for Shepard. And a big boot off right there from Mindy Shaffet. And the Cardinals will take another corner. A little over 30 minutes left to go in this match. They'll go short. Tries to go in. And a good block off right there.
You could see some fatigue maybe setting in that wasn't there for the other games in the tournament with the heat more than it was. A few more trips to the goalkeeper's water bottle over there.
Well, and that shows how much effort both teams are trying to get.
Absolutely. You know, for Commerce, what, 3 games in 6 days? I mean.
Breaks through, try to look for Ellis right there, and Peters coming just outside of the 18 to secure it. Both teams still with a lot of life with them. Lamar trying to keep that lead intact as we approach more to the middle of this second half. Shepard trying to give another chance right there. Kitaru just not inside the 18 box enough. Maybe not as deep as Shepard maybe wanted to cross it into.
Yeah, and those are the kind of balls you want to give more to Ellis with her ability to hold the ball up and use her head, you know, being the taller player.
Only the 7th time since 1999 that we've seen a 1v3 match. Certainly about as close as the other ones. Kitaru off to the side. Ellis, nothing doing, but they will call the foul on Commerce.
And that's the other thing that a physical hold-up player with the presence of Ellis, you know, she is going to keep that ball so well it draws fouls. And right there, a perfect example. She draws a foul. It's going to be in a position where Lamar can score from. So now her ability, it's that stuff that doesn't show up on the scoreboard, because if they get the free kick here, if they score, she's not going to get an assist. But in all, you know, for all intents and purposes, that's exactly what she does right there.
And there's the replay. Certainly another dangerous opportunity for Lamar to keep it rolling here. It's about 28 minutes left to go in this match. Linares, pretty much the lonesome set piece taker here for Lamar.
Right, and she had the goal from the set piece in the last game.
Linares inside. Great save once again from Peters. And Lamar with another corner kick right here. That's their 9th of the game.
Just another fantastic save. Peters has been incredible in a tournament with great goalkeeping on a number of the teams. She is the one that stands out to me right now. And now she's had the most work to do, obviously, you know, with the Lamar, Northwestern State having the better defenses in front of. They're also great goalkeepers, but man, Peters has been incredible.
Carrio Ellis and Christina Kitaru coming out. Stepping in Sabrina Lopez, as well as Izila Ramirez coming in for Lamar. Short corner. Maybe threw off Commerce a little bit. Left foot's blocked off by the Lions. And still keeping it inbounds.
Yeah, we saw kind of the same substitution at forward by Lamar at the end of the first half, almost like they're set up players and they're closers, you know. Maybe a little bit fresher legs, a little bit more speed to run at what will have to be tired Commerce legs to get that goal to really seal the deal.
Campesano breaking her way through that Lamar offense. Trying to come up with a couple of chances right there. Sprints downfield. Hernandez right there as well. Trying to break past a couple of defenders on the near side. And nothing doing, so Commerce with an opportunity right here. Their 5th corner coming up.
Great work by her to win the corner, because, I mean, she just had nothing as far as an option there. You know, she had no drop coming up from defense. There's just nothing in the middle. Everybody's kind of pushed up, either pushed up or sitting back on the halfway line. So credit to Commerce to win the corner there, really, when they didn't have much going on.
McKenna Keeley coming back in. Certainly a huge part of this Commerce defense. So give it to Campesano once again. We've talked about her a lot in this, not just this championship game, but in the tournament as well.
Right.
Maybe could compromise another opportunity for the Lions here. Is that cross coming in? Hits off of the crossbar. And Commerce still with possession. No.
What's the call there?
And so she can't. Yes.
Oh.
So coming off of the corner has to have somebody hit to it.
Because, yeah, it never touched another player because it hit the bar. That's right.
So Lamar erasing that Lion opportunity right there and definitely saving Lamar from getting the equalizer.
Yeah, unfortunate break for Commerce right there because they might have had something on the ball back in.
Story. Morrison right there. Maybe trying to give it to Nia Mitchell right there. Big cross inside, and Lamar will block that one away, and the Lions will take another corner.
Yeah, with no Maya Mitchell in the lineup, take her sister off the back line. You need a goal. Move her up top and see what you can do. And definitely more numbers forward on these set pieces now than there were in some of those ones in the first half as they're searching for this goal.
And the thing for Lamar, too, if you look at it towards inside the 6, they're getting a lot more towards the middle of it. Certainly not doing anything besides the front post, and obviously a couple towards the back post. But you get the sense that they may try to go short again. They will not. Trying to go back post. Header just barely goes away.
Oh, boy.
Great opportunity for Lamar to keep it with the lead. Griffin right there. Another header inside, just goes wide to the left. So 2 big opportunities for Commerce to equalize it, just nothing doing, and another missed opportunity.
2 excellent chances, like you said, Colin. And that big ball back in, they do a great job. I think it was, let's see, it was Shoffett. Shoffett was up there, the center back. Great job of her staying on side to get that second header on.
Foul right there, and Lamar will take it again.
Little bit of a frustration foul there for Story, which certainly happens in the course of a game.
Yeah, you can't prevent that now. And if you can look at it, too, for Commerce, Carolee Morrison going towards the near side, and Nia Mitchell coming away from defense, going towards more of a forward position.
Yeah, put your speed, if you what you have on at your disposal, without the injured players. You got to find your speed somewhere, and you got to put it in a position because you're desperate.
Big foul right there. Definitely tripped her off her feet and sent her flying to the ground. So it'll be a free kick for Lamar, inching a little bit closer inside the 18. Maybe another opportunity for Lamar to keep racking up points.
Yeah, and our first yellow card of the game as well.
So that one will be a yellow card on Commerce. Mindy Shoffett at fault for that one.
Shoffett just got to rein it in a little bit. She's very important for what Commerce is doing, and she just had the frustration foul in the middle of the field, and now she picks up a card just a few seconds later.
Free kick, high one. Coming off the head right there, just goes wide to the left, and Peters watches that one fly.
Yeah, Peters read that one all the way. Let it go out, and let's get a ball in. Here's a big ball coming, middle of the field. Commerce has got to win these.
Just about 22 and a half left to go in this match. Lamar still taking a 2-1 lead. Trying to edge their way through a conference championship. Commerce, a lot of open room. Maybe trying to go towards more of the inside part, and Lamar trying to spread the field.
Some of the best passing they've had in the game in that last little bit. Unfortunately, Morrison not able to wrangle it on the first attempt. They win the ball back and just pass a little on. But that's progress right there. Those are passes they haven't been able to put together so far in the game. And if you keep doing that, you'll eventually get that ball in that gives you a chance to score.
Certainly something Commerce needs as we tick towards a little bit under halfway through.
Boy, that was a chance for Commerce right there on the bad goal kick, and they just could not get in front. Again, Lamar's well-placed defense.
Panis, a big boot out to the far side. No foul called right there. Looked to be a push-off, but referees say, nah, keep it clean.
That one the Commerce fan section was okay with.
More towards their side of the field as well. Clark. Great awareness of switching the field. Commerce able to keep it inside and towards the middle. Still a lot of open space for Elena Clark. She'll pass it off. Linares.
Great passing there.
Goes towards the inside. Schaffer will let that one roll past. And a goal kick for the Lions.
Really one of the better passing sequences we've seen from Lamar. But, you know, Schaffer reads it well in the end. Shields off the attacker. And here's another chance for Commerce to try to get it on their end and get a ball over this back line, which so far has just not let that happen.
Caitlin Valadis booting that one out. Mava Dion. Commerce trying to find a little bit more opportunities, mainly narrowing themselves towards the far side.
Right here with Lamar Lamar's not going to be in a hurry to take this throw in. Commerce has got to sort of maybe put a number or two down there to try to force something.
And how about this number? 24 shots on the day for Lamar, 12 of them on goal as compared to Commerce's 7.
Wow.
And when you look at offensively, I mean, the more shots you take, 9 times out of 10, the more goals you can at least come close to producing, if not produce.
Sure. And obviously, you know, we talked about the last game they played being 18-16 on shots. The first game being 18-10 Lamar. So definitely something on film that the Lamar coaching staff saw to sort of change that from the last game out and to put way more of the shots into their favor. 24-7. I mean, and for Commerce to still be in this game with those kind of numbers too. Pretty incredible.
Shows a testament to how Commerce has been battling not only in this tournament but all season, as Peters will take that one just outside of her big box right there.
She's got a couple of options if she wants. Yeah, 10 saves by Peters. That's incredible. She's got a couple of options there when she comes up with the ball to throw it out and get the attack going, and Peters just holds on to it. So, you know, they're looking for the big kick in the middle, but right there, you know, given the situation, you've got 2 outlets that can advance the ball for Commerce. Maybe throw it out there and give it to one of them, as opposed to what we're doing now, where Lamar has the ball again.
Lamar trying to drive inside there. 18 once again. Commerce not letting that one go. Still nothing doing there. Strong header and a good kick out right there. Proving to be a more physical second half.
Right. But and that comes with Commerce ever since they went behind, needing to take more chances and force more errors if they can. But here comes Lamar.
Meg Shepard trying to get away past one. Couldn't get past the seconds. Another header right there.
Great stuff from Lamar right here.
And as you mentioned, perfectly placed downfield. Certainly a big reason why Commerce isn't able to get it past those passing lanes.
Yeah, the defense just does not find itself out of position hardly ever, you know. It's incredible. Jimza has been that kind of player for them as well. We've talked about a couple of the other players being that those non-headlines because the stats aren't there, right? The destroyers in midfield, and Jimza is that right now for Lamar.
Commerce trying to look for possession. Will not get it, and they'll take out Trinity Clark. They'll put in Christine Kitaru once again. Kitaru, one of the reasons Lamar was able to get on the board first, and the second time with a great assist trying to give it to Ellis. And they'll keep that one with Lamar. How about a dynamic duo from Lamar with Kitaru and Ellis kind of leading the way in the forward position?
They play so well off of one another. You know, you've got the big physical Ellis, the target player, holds the ball up so well, but also, you know, well capable of scoring goals. I think she had 8 on the season. And then you've got Kitaru, the faster player that's able to run off of her, where those hold-up plays or those headed balls down can find the feet of Kitaru and really give a defense problems.
Cross coming in from the left side. And nothing doing. Strong shot. Commerce able to keep it.
Commerce has got to force a turnover.
Tried to right there.
Yeah, they went for it.
Yeah, went for it right there, but Lamar will take another free kick just outside of midfield.
That's when you really try to force a turnover, because Lamar has a couple of numbers further up than he normally would, given the play, and there are some more holes back there that you can get your speed into. But just again, great positioning to be shielding the ball for Lamar, and they force a foul.
Nice block off there from Caitlin Morrison. Alanis with her left foot. Strong one right here. Linares. Try to go with another boot.
Yeah, they got to pick up the pace a little bit here, Commerce does, as looks like Ellis is coming back in for Lamar.
So, yep, Ellis will come onto the pitch. She'll take the place of Sabrina Lopez.
A little bit more rest for Kataru and Ellis on a hotter day than what we've seen here in the tournament. So now, give them a few more minutes to get them a little bit more hydrated. And now for the last 15 minutes, your best player is on the pitch. Let them go.
Campazano trying to pass the ball right there. Big boot away. Nia Mitchell. And she'll watch that one fly. Shoffit. Commerce trying to get something in these final few minutes. Trying to extend their season just a little bit more. Good breakaway there for Lamar. Ellis with it. Ellis trying to drive it downfield. She'll give it to Kitaru right there. Has a lot of open field. Kitaru with her left foot, and that one goes through again. Christine Kitaru with her second on the day. And Lamar now with a 2-goal lead heading into this later part of the second half. And Lamar just moments away from taking control of this one.
And that's what happens when you have players, we just talked about them, when you have Ellis and Kataru up there. Kataru saved her best game for the final. And what a play. Look, the hold-up play by Ellis, and then to find the through ball, force Peters up where she doesn't want to be. And that's when you start pushing a little bit further up because you're desperate, and that's what happens. Those lanes open up, and that's probably the best example of a through ball that we've seen in the tournament.
Sukitaru had 10 goals on the regular season. Certainly a big force in the game against Commerce today.
And they just like right now they're gonna, and I understand what they're doing, to bring their deep thrower back over, to do this, but they've got to hurry. They're just now that 2 goals in less than 14 minutes, they've got to have some urgency and pick it up.
It's clock winding down still.
And another foul. Just not able to get any clean shots, Commerce. Only 3 on goal for the entire game.
Kitaru once again. Some great footwork right there, getting off of a couple of defenders. Still driving downfield. Trying to pass it off again. Ellis with a right foot, nothing doing. Great block off by the Lions. Linares tries to put it in the air for Kitaru, and Peters will come out the goal.
Yeah, flag went up for offside, but still you can see the class of Kitaru, in this game, especially this half. A couple of things. She's been the great individual effort in the first half for that goal. The great finish on the Ellis through ball, and now she is really giving them problems.
Clock winding down still. There's about 12 and a half left to go in this one.
Maybe the most impressive thing Lamar's done, Colin, is limit Campuzano's touches.
Absolutely.
You know, we've talked about, hey, they've got to get the ball to Campuzano. They've got to give it to her. And they're just not able to. You know, when she's had it, you can see sort of that youth where she's getting a little bit more desperate, maybe taking the hit from longer, you know, trying to make the longer pass and force something to happen that's just not there on a team that's so well composed as Lamar is.
Trying to drive it again.
Yeah, just nothing doing. Just can't get it anything clean.
So a couple of substitutions for Lamar, getting those seniors in there, Sarah Zimmer as well as Meg Shepard. And that will take out Alanis as well as Abby Jemza.
Yeah, Alanis and Jemza both have had really great tournaments in Lamar's 2 games here.
So save from Peters. Ties the tournament record for saves in a tournament at 27.
Wow.
With Sam Houston in 2005 and HBU in 2014. 27 saves, my goodness.
Let me break the mystery for you on which goalkeeper was on my ballot for all tournament team. That's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
She did just about everything she could to keep this Commerce team in this game and in this tournament.
So Lamar still not on the panic button. Commerce may be trying to getting some more opportunities here.
Handball there. Yeah.
And they will, obvious one right here. So, 10 and a half left to go. Lamar trying to neutralize more of what Commerce is trying to do in this kind of situation.
Yeah, and Commerce is trying, and we're turning the favor on the other side.
Another handball right there, this time off the hand of Carolee Morrison.
Yeah, 2 unfortunate bounces there, one for both teams. Just now Commerce is left with only so much they can do because of the scoreline and the time that's left. And for a team that's so defensively organized as Lamar, you just have to. You're starting to wonder, man, where is a goal going to come from? Third straight time, though, with these teams have got together this year, and the third time where Commerce has scored first, and it certainly looks like it's going to be the third straight time where Lamar ultimately wins the game.
Trying to find another chance for Lamar. Ellis with it, gives it off to Kataru. Great speed, but will be caught offside.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Kataru flirts with that line a little bit. But she's the speed is such a weapon. You can't blame her. And Ellis is so great at getting that ball into her path for her to run onto it. They've really come alive. Obviously they were only here 2 games, but they've really come alive from that first game, and as this game has gone, they've just gotten better and better, the 2 forwards.
Bounces off of Lamar. Commerce trying to drive down field once again. And in this situation, you kind of want to just take it, I guess, one chance at a time, and there is clock winding down a little bit more, but certainly for Commerce, got to get something.
You've got to get something here soon.
And Panis will let that one fly. Sky kind of getting a little bit darker now, more clouds kind of in the area, a little bit more darker clouds as well.
Yeah. Put a little bit of a shadow out there that wasn't there before, but they've got to, Commerce, if they're going to do anything, it's got to be here fast, because now if you get it to 3-2 and still give yourself 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, now, Lamar's got something they got to think about as Kataru comes back out.
And Christina Kataru, what a name in this championship game with 2 goals under her belts. Will set the bench, and Colby Coleman will come out. Bradley trying to get past one Lamar defender. Crosses it through, just couldn't find the head of Addie Higgins for Commerce. Griffin boots it off.
Got to get a corner out of it.
And it just goes over the crossbar thanks to Panis's hit. And Commerce with another corner kick here late in this second half.
Panis plays it safe, puts it over the top. But right there, if you finally get a bounce in your favor, that puts the Lamar defense in a little bit of a bind, but then your touch takes you wide, and it gets you out of that scoring chance.
Campuzano, we've seen what she can do through corners and nothing doing from that one. Mitchell.
Oh, head injury. It's going to, so it's got to stop the play.
So they'll stop the clock right there.
Definitely a clash. Both trainers coming on.
Just a lot of fight right there. Caitlin Velatus for Commerce. And like we mentioned before, it just shows a testament to how strong both teams coming into this game and still pushing forward, and certainly a hard-fought match for Lamar. Commerce definitely not an easy team to go against.
No, they're not. They make things uncomfortable, and like we mentioned too, with them not being able to qualify for the tournament in this transitional year from Division II. This is their cup final, not just for the Southland, but really for everything, for the whole season. So a let it all hang out kind of a game. A lot of youthful exuberance, as we've talked about a lot with how young they are, and Lamar just deals with everything Commerce tries to do, and it's so well, and it's businesslike when you watch Lamar. I think that might be the best way to describe it.
Campuzano, strong shot right there. Panis barely gets to it, kind of bounces off of her, but she will save it inside the 6. Great defensive work right there for the goalkeeper.
And that was the chance. That was the chance to, hey, this thing goes in. Now it's a frantic finish, and again, Commerce just not quite able to make that play.
Keeley a whiff right there. Coleman for Lamar. Ellis trying to break through a couple of defenders right there, and still nothing doing. Ref liked what he saw right there. Bradley.
Yeah, it's just not enough numbers downfield to make something out of that.
And Panis will take that one. Not really worried about the clock at this point, still trying to run it down.
Right. No, it is definitely in Lamar's favor to just kill this thing off. Not let Commerce get that half chance that takes a deflection and goes in and changes the game here at the finish.
Commerce trying a little bit harder right now as they approach into less than 6 minutes left to go in this match.
Yeah, and Campuzano's behind the two strikers, but the strikers are so centrally located that they don't really have much out wide. So a ball like that goes wide, and there's nobody to run onto it. And you're asking a striker who's in the center of the park to make that run wide, and she's exhausted. And it's just hard to get to those balls.
I think when you look at Lamar as well, their substitutions have been key in this game as anything.
I think he's done just about as good of a job as you can from a strategy standpoint.
Ellis able to break away. Can't break away from Haley Griffin right there.
Strategically, those, like you said, those subs have been outstanding.
Higgins can't get it past the defense. Just under 5 minutes now. Bad touch right there for Lamar. Just a couple of minutes left here in this championship game.
Just around the 4-minute mark, and all right, here's a little something, but again, Lamar deals with it.
Story and Lamar just eager to get something going again as they just neutralize that Lion offense really well. Ellis trying to break away again. Has a lot of open room right there. Can she do another one? And Peters not letting that one go away. And Lamar with another late corner here. Their 11th on the day.
Yeah, that last touch just a little heavy for Ellis, but what a run to get in position. And again, what a save, Peters. If anybody, look, if this game is over, nobody's told her yet. You know, she's still making every save like it's tied.
And how about this? Not even using her hands at this point, just going full body to make that save.
Just full body save.
Cardinals cross. Try to go inside. Good touch right there, Peters.
Very, very good touch, yeah.
Almost got away from Peters right there as well. Ellis with it again. Strong push off to Coleman. No calling offside on that one. That one will be a free kick. Great shot off the left foot of Colby Coleman there. But that one will not count. So just about 3:10 left to go here in this match. Lamar trying to secure another conference championship.
Well, they look gassed, don't they?
Bradley. Panis inside the 6. Nothing doing. No foul call right there. Ellis passing it off to Coleman again. Maybe trying to get a couple more opportunities right here. Another cross coming in. Ellis with a header, and that'll make it 4. Ellis with her second of the day. And how about it? Lamar just keeps piling on here late in this match.
We talked about it on maybe a corner or a set piece about trying to locate Ellis in the box. Well, right there is basically the same thing. You get that cross from a shorter distance. Ellis is just such a problem in so many different ways, you know, whether it be in the air, on the ground, holding the ball up, getting it through. You can see the strength of her, and to go up and get that ball and to make it 4-1.
25. And Lamar piling on the substitutions now, and it very well getting real for the Cardinals. 2 minutes and 23 seconds left to go before the celebration. Lamar just a dominant performance here in this championship game. How about a fight here from Commerce? Morrison. Clock winding down, less than 2 minutes left to go.
Yeah.
And Keeley overshooting that one.
Just not much else they can really do, you know. Lamar not interested in giving them any space, and just to see the last couple of minutes through here. And so just nothing but, you know, shots from far out.
How about a credit to Commerce this whole season? I mean, coming back from some great wins, especially what we saw against Northwestern State on Friday.
Right.
Certainly a tough finish for the Lions this season, as they'll get another corner kick.
And what a season they can hang their hat on as they transition into Division I, into a new conference, with just no business being here when you think about the conventional way we think about, almost like an expansion team, really.
Sure.
You know, going up a level in a new conference like this, a good, tough, physical conference at that. So bravo to them. Bravo to Coach Gordon.
Another corner. Mitchell just overshoots it as well.
And they definitely they definitely missed Maya Mitchell today. I think that's pretty obvious. That player that can really stretch a defense.
Another offside call. Kobe Coleman trying to get one of her own.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the celebration is on for the third time in program history. The Lamar Cardinals control the Southland, champions of the Southland Conference